Oh, am I in the way?
So I'm just watching.
Oh.
So that's a paid leave. You should have 3 total, so you're gonna have a work hours and pay. You're gonna have a paid
To
leave,
go for anniversary.
and then you're gonna have a vacation. Well, and they should all say draft on the top except for paid leave. Yeah, there's no draft.
That one in there.
So that's gonna be
Like
for
Rebecca Fisher, like, everything's organized, it needs to get organized. We gotta go.
Yeah.
Well, did you?
No pun intended.
Right, exactly. Okay, so is everybody ready for this evening? I'd like to start this meeting. Now 7:02, if you could please stand for the pledge of allegiance, let me get this going.
Make sure that the recorder thing.
And then this one is on. Hold on. Computer.
Recording in progress.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Okay, first, I can take a moment to review the agenda for this evening. I myself do have an addition to this, and it is concerning our budget. The budget, if you wouldn't mind adding that to it.
I have something to add under old business regarding the bond.
Yes, Susan? Thank you.
Old business. And since we're working on budget, we'll put that under old as well.
One of these holes or, because it's under new.
Is it under the new?
4G.
Yeah.
I should have put it under roll.
Just scratch it out of the new and put it up on the old, please. any other changes that anybody sees here that they would like to add? I'll entertain a motion to approve the agenda as it is with the additions and, changing of the budget to the old business.
So moved.
A second.
Roll call, please.
Alderman
Is that better?
Roskowski.
Aye.
Alderman Sargent. Aye. Alderman Hanson.
Aye.
Alderman Reese.
Aye.
And then we will move forward to reviewing and approving the minutes from our last meeting of November 9th, 2023. Everybody was mind just kind of reviewing that, seeing if there needs to be any changes, any typos or anything like that that you're well aware of. And does anybody have any questions concerning our last meeting? I will entertain a motion to approve November 9th minutes as they are.
So moved.
Second. Roll call, please.
Alderman Sargent.
Aye.
Alderman Hanson.
Aye.
Alderman Reese.
Aye.
Alderman Roskowski.
Aye.
And we will move forward to approving the minutes from December 5th. Anybody have any questions or concerns about that? Pretty straightforward. I'll entertain a motion to approve December 5th meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Alderman Hanson.
Aye.
Alderman Reese.
Aye.
Alderman Roskowski.
Aye.
Alderman Sargent. Aye.
Thank you. Then we will move forward to the bill. Does anybody have any questions about this? You'll see it's a little different this time. Everybody feels though that it's a little easier to read this go around.
Yes.
If no one has any questions, I will entertain a motion to approve, first off, the water sewer pay bill. Bills. We don't have to get those approved. So if you want, we can move forward. Where is my financials?
We're the ones I handed to you.
I hate the way that looked. Anybody have any questions about the financials? The fact that it's super small.
I tried to print it a different way and it's still.
We'll work on that one. I think I know what it is. We'll work on that.
So as far as the AT&T and the T-Mobile, there's a lot more of them on here now. Is that just because it's split up between departments now? Okay.
I'm splitting the ones for water sewer and putting them in the water sewer and then the other one for City, which we should have gotten the final bill and get them in for AT&T, because there won't be any more from the city.
Okay. And that's just for the general, right? The other ones would still be there?
Am I looking at it wrong? Why are we negative on that?
On the general one that you're looking at?
On the water sewer.
Well, at this point, working on the budget and everything, the reports are printing different.
Just not,
Because the auditor was here and she was trying to help us with different things in there, changing stuff around. So when she comes and she does that, it ends up, we don't know why some of the things are reading the way they are. So she's not finished fixing the things that we are giving to her.
this is where it's, budget meeting, we were looking at.
So
different numbers.
January, it should be separated into the classes, like you guys have seen for the water sewer. All of it should be the same way.
Right, just- I'll get through the space on that, just to make sure.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so does anybody else have any more questions? Just kind of going over everything. I'll entertain a motion to approve the financials for this month.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call vote, please.
Alderman Reed,
Aye.
Alderman Roskowski.
Aye.
Alderman Sargent,
Aye.
Alderman Hanson.
Aye.
So now we'll go down to old business. We're going to talk about the utility billing system.
I gave you guys a printout. It's an email printout from Sawyer Breslow. He's the contact that we've been talking to for the G-Works, which is who we use now for the billing. And he kind of put everything into like bullet points, so it'd be a little bit easier for you guys to read what it's about more than what the other information that I had given you. Because I gave you two different ones. I gave you one for G-Works and I gave you one for Kuzi. The Kuzi one is just utility billing. The G-Works one incorporates core. We've got a finance hub in it, so we can do our payroll, we can do what QuickBooks does, and then it also will do utility billing. And both of them are easier for our residents. They can do like online bill pay, and they have more access to do things with their accounts. They can make requests and different things like that. So that information should be in these bullet points on this email. That system that incorporates everything is actually cheaper than what we're paying for each thing individually. Because right now I think we're paying out $18,444 with QuickBooks and the payroll and the software we have to export it. The Guru, and this would be $12,542 a year.
Those who just get paid.
Yes, and then we had to, because we have them already, they bought out Softline Data, and we've already paid a membership for the year, which was like $700. That'll be credited as well. If, if we go with the system that with them and we continue with them. Because eventually what we're using will become obsolete in, probably several years, but sooner than later. And we're gonna have to find something anyway. And because you were to choose that one, when Rachel and I spoke to him, transferring the accounts and stuff over, we would be up and running in 60 days, I think you said, or.
Well, just the billing part of it
Yeah.
would be within a couple of days. The rest of
The
it,
rest
for
of
the
it would be-
payroll and all of that stuff,
Yeah.
it'll take about 60 days for that.
But they're able to transfer things from QuickBooks because they work with, I guess, several other cities that do that.
Okay,
So
and you guys will have everything that you need without
The
having
one-
to purchase any other type of.
we don't have any more of that. When we were asked about the credit card expense, no more of the company. We have to pay $200 a company for each QuickBooks company that we have, plus the subscription to QuickBooks. Then we have to pay, for our Heartland to do the payroll. Then we have to pay the software company so that we can export things from one to the other. Those things will be all in one in this company.
Everything that we have right now should be compatible to what
little bit.
And we've looked up some, well, they also had like a web page, and so Bobby and I had looked up some of the other cities' web pages as well. They have different things. They've got another option down the road that we can choose. It's called Map, and it actually will put like the city's water and sewer lines available where people, you can see that information, and it also will incorporate what we do for Citizen Serve. So it's got a place on there for permits and different applications, so we won't have Citizen Serve. And right now, to renew that is $4,800 for a year. So we're hoping, with it, everything being in one, it'll just be easier for the residents and for us to be able to print things that you guys need so that you can see what's going on.
So initial savings of 4,500 is projected.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And on the one packet I had given you last month, I typed something out that showed what we pay for each thing, and how much it totally is, together with the, Citizen Serve on there. So you guys can see the price of that too. Everything's split apart.
Let's do it.
So, any thoughts, any concerns, guys?
I've
Anything
went
you
on their
wanna ask,
website,
Tracy?
I've gone to their website and looked around on it, and I think it would benefit us, not only with savings, but it's all in one area, it's not
Right.
going back and forth, and this will actually benefit us and get things completed.
Like a one-stop shop. And the other thing too, it's gonna benefit our residents as well, because they're gonna have access to their account, whereas right now they don't. All they can do is go online and pay their bills. They're gonna be able to get on here, and they're gonna be able to maneuver around and be able to look at things within their account. And then it's also going to be less expensive for our residents if they wanna pay with their credit card. It's less expensive for that, and also, they have the ability to do the draft. So they won't have to worry about calling in each month if they don't want to. They can just set it up to do a draft payment every month, or they can continue to do the credit card, and that's cheaper.
That would be a lot more convenient for our
Oh, yeah.
residents as well.
Yeah, which is also gonna cut down on,
We've talked about that, we're
Yeah.
gonna do that for some
it's
time.
gonna cut down on our postage, bill cards, all of that, so.
This almost sounds like a no-brainer.
And I know Tracy and I were talking, even though they have the capability of having a website, I would rather us keep our own instead of just go with what
It's
they
not-
need.
It's not that
It's-
much, and it's,
I mean, we've been looking at it and, making some changes on it to make it easier for when people get on the website, because some of the things were working and some of them weren't that we discussed. So I think it's best if we just keep the width what we have. But yeah, they do have that. I mean, and down the road, if you guys decided or something changed with it, you can add different things to the core of what we're going, what's been presented to you. But for now, this is gonna give us a lot, everything that we pretty much need.
Doesn't this one also, if you remember, because like, I remember this one also do the, text alert.
I know that the Koozie one does. They do, like a call or text alert. If there was a water break somewhere, I guess it would text you and tell you something, or, reminders. I don't know, I don't remember who saying that this system, but I know that the other one did say that.
It says text and email notifications, so that might just be about your bill here.
Yeah,
And-
it probably is, and I think, that's right, and I think it does tell you, like if you're due for shut off, I think we can set it up to send text, so that'll help in that way also for people.
Yeah. And it's all cloud-based too, which is something that the IT guy was, questions that he had asked. So they have a two-factor authentication for signing in. Everything is cloud-based. By the end of this month, it will 100% be cloud-based.
Well, since it is saving us money, and it's giving you guys everything that you won't need anything else. You're not gonna need any other programs or anything like that, that is gonna save money. I will entertain a
Part of
motion
this, right?
for the ladies to move forward with this use.
I don't know if my committee's not part of this,
So this
but I
is
think that
all
there is,
It's we had
an
thought.
availability or an option or something with this company that has something similar to my committee. So that is something that we also, because I haven't really gotten into it that far, it may be something that we can use for our minutes and stuff, for our meetings, and that would eliminate that cost, which that's $539 a year for my committee. So,
Get that, what their pricing is, so we can have that.
yeah, I can send them an email.
Also ask on, if we go this route, is there a way we can get the information, that all our stuff that's in my committee
Mhm.
backed up?
Yeah,
On something,
I
so
will
that
ask
way
you.
we're not losing it.
right. I will ask, definitely.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Yeah, I know that there has been multiple complaints about my committee already, because it might actually be, get in there, it might not, it might actually be a better thing.
And I've noticed that with looking at our website, the minutes in that for the planning and building, never logged into my committee, so I'm just gonna change that to where it would be.
Yeah.
So I'll do that tomorrow, so that way it's up and ready.
I will entertain a motion, to move forward with the G-Works program versus the 18 million program.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Alright.
Thank you. Okay, so now, we're gonna move forward with the policy for the employee speech rights and obligations.
Okay, can I say something real quick about this? So I reached out to, different clerks around the St. Louis area, and most everyone has a social media policy. I don't know if, because I know that this is incorporated under our employee speech rights policy, I don't know if it's something that you guys wanna keep in this section of the policy, or if you want to put it on its own, where it's under like a social media policy. It's totally up to you. I just wanted you to know that.
It
I did
mentions
reach out.
that in here.
Okay, because I do have emails, if you guys want to see any of them, I will be more than happy to forward them to you, so you can read some of their, social media policies that they have.
And just so you guys know, this is already a policy that we have for the police department. What we're doing is we're just making it to where it's for everybody versus just the police department. So you'll see in here a lot of stuff about law enforcement, employees, departments, you know. Because it was very specific just for them.
First concern I ran into was on 3C.
3C?
Employees being subject to discipline for making frivolous reports. False, I thought might be a better word term in there, because frivolous leaves people's interpretation and judgment.
What would you like?
False reports. Just, to clarify a few little things.
Yeah, we'll change that. Could you see anything else that you wanted?
The chain of command on reporting things to whistleblowers.
Put that on here?
Oh. This number 3 also.
Under 3 as well. Or department head, is that what you were speaking of? Is that what you were speaking
Yes,
about?
and my concern is at what point does that get reported to a higher agency? I mean, small
I would
things,
imagine
small
that
things you want
once
to keep
it's
it
here.
up.
When, okay, so, I would assume it would just go straight here, straight up to the mayor. That's what. Because you're talking about.
review at that point, maybe with your board. I don't know how you would wanna do that. Something that,
Well, are you wanting it to be well, I imagine the might come to you guys anyway at that point in time, but, for consideration of going for further investigation? Is that what, directly to the mayor, to report to the board members?
Okay.
For consideration,
it would be a closed session item, it would be confidential.
for consideration of further investigation?
So this is the second part to the event.
Yeah, right after mayor, on A, 3A.
Okay, what do you want me to write now?
We have our stamp on that.
To report to consider, to report to the board, consideration of further
The city
investigation.
mayor, directly to the mayor, to report to board members for consideration of possible investigation. Or something along that line. You guys okay with that? I have to check on that, but I would say,
Well,
yeah, something along that line. Okay, so. Anything else, guys, that you see, that you would like to have changed to this? Those are just minor changes that we can do fairly quick. Now, do you guys want me just to go ahead and send it up and make sure, or do you wanna go ahead and entertain it with the changes that have been made?
For the news media, do we need to put anything in there? Number 8, anything about the mayor, or just leave it as the chief of police or appropriate department? It'd be like A and B.
Refer to chief or appropriate department.
I know in the past,
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. For news media, you should put chief of police.
what's that?
Chief of police or mayor is probably what we should do.
Yeah.
Instead of department.
Yeah.
So change, where it says chief of police or appropriate department head, please change or the appropriate department head to mayor.
And I would say that would go for B as well.
Yes, sir.
Can I add something?
Absolutely.
Would you put that the chief of police, mayor, or his or her designee?
Or his or her head.
Because usually with most law enforcement agencies, a lot of times
Right.
it's not the chief, it's their PIO, it's their people
Right.
that's doing it,
Exactly.
because they've got the relationships. So,
That is very
throw that
true.
out there.
And the same thing for B as well. Would you guys want to see it changed and then have it brought back, or do you want to go ahead and entertain a motion to approve it with the changes that we currently made to it? And then we'll just
With it just being that minor, I'm fine with just approving it.
yeah, there's not really a whole lot. It's up to you. So I'll just entertain a motion to approve it with the changes that we just currently made. Yeah. So moved. And then I'll need a roll call because it is policy.
Alderman Roskowski,
Aye.
Alderman Sargent, Alderman Hanson, Alderman Reed.
Aye.
Okay. Now we'll move forward with general code. This is the proposal for codification services. I know that we had kind of talked about this a little bit, that we were gonna kind of wait to see where the budget was going and see if this was something that we could possibly
typically do. I'm gonna be completely honest with you right now, it doesn't look as if it probably will be happening this year, although I know that each and every one of us would like to have it happen. With it being so tight for the budget, I'm thinking that we're probably going to have to, put it on hold, but I want you guys to kind of tell me what you're thinking, if you agree, or if you still want to, I don't know where else we could possibly shave on that budget when we were going through it.
Yeah, no, I think that's okay, and even, I mean, we don't have to do it, you know, in January, so if we get
Right.
through the year and we realize, hey, we do have this money, then we can go ahead and do it then,
Is
so
everybody on board
we'll
with that?
just bring it back up then.
And another suggestion there too, we had spoken about starting a committee and tackling these.
Yeah,
And
just each one of us.
there was
can kind of
concerns
get it.
with,
Yeah.
you know, comparing the records things. I said, all you do is everybody comes in, you don't carry anything in, you don't carry anything out, set up the recorder. We start really going through
Just
things.
cashing through the entire book.
Being like, on
Because it's
file.
gonna take a lot, because you're gonna have
It
a
is.
lot of referencing this one, referencing that one, and this
Right.
one's gonna say that. We're just gonna have to really kind of hammer away and designate. I mean, is there something that you guys?
Take a motion to form a committee right now.
I mean, I think it's a good idea. One person from each ward, one representative from each ward.
Is anybody gonna give me credit for that? Even my own wife's gonna be a Robin Fritz and steal my idea.
Take on like a policy book, or take on the old minute books or something, so that we can get them gone through, and the ordinances. I think that's a good idea.
Let me help you out a little bit more too. There's two types of committees. An ad hoc committee, which is gonna be best for tandem with this, and a standing committee. A standing committee is permanent. An ad hoc committee attacks a problem, and when they're finished attacking it and solving it, they disband. ADHOC, ad hoc. There's a couple more committees we need too. Standing one.
So do you guys wanna go ahead and form a committee? I mean, seriously, we really need to get this rolling. If we're not gonna be doing the general code, we had talked about on multiple occasions, getting these codes taken care of. Because they are just absolutely insane. I mean, I know I'll be part of it. Anybody else wanna volunteer for this? I mean, this is something that we really need to.
Well, I'm here all the time, so I could probably help.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
No, I mean, it would be nice, because I don't have time.
Well, I mean, it's not gonna be an every night thing.
Right, no, I know that, but I don't have a problem helping with it, or bringing stuff to you guys, or whatever I need to do.
We work multiple nights already as it is. But we could definitely pick nights, certain nights to just tackle it.
Yeah.
Even if it takes us all year to get it done, it's better than it just sitting there and not getting taken care of. Right?
Maybe we'll get it fine tuned enough where we just need a little bit of legal advice at the end.
I'm sure, but yeah.
Well, yeah, 'cause that costs us hourly too, don't it? Once they go through and check everything, then they go back and fine tune it, like what we would be doing, so.
They go through, what is it that we send all of our codes to? I forgot, here, he did that whenever he changed up all of they updated everything.
Well, we used to use American legal.
Yeah, it is your codification. So we'll send it up to them and then we'll adopt.
American Legal does, or?
It used to be, now
It
it's
used to,
general
now
code.
it's general,
Okay.
yeah. We had done that. It's been quite some time since we revamped all, what was it, there three?
No,
I think?
no, actually, we did that, I believe we did it in, I want to say it was
Was it
14? Yeah, we started working on it, and then I think we, actually did a codification, I think it was I want to say 14.
Okay.
Yeah, and that was with,
That's like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So, we really just need to do
there's been quite a few that actually didn't get published, so that they missed them. So it would, so those are things that we're gonna have to look at. We have them written down so that we can make sure they get added, and we've since added them with general code, but, anyway, but there's been a lot that's went on since then, so.
Right, and then, probably what we should do is, do you want it just to be part of the board here? It's up to you, guys, too. Not necessarily Tracy, don't look at her body, this is a decision you're gonna have to make.
Tracy can do this.
Well, you were looking this way, I wasn't sure which way you were looking.
I mean, that's our code, so, you might want some input.
Any volunteers that want to work on something like this?
Debbie?
With this,
Huh?
I got my hands full fighting City Hall.
Do what?
I got my hands full fighting you.
Yeah, volunteer a lot.
What about you?
I will say I'm probably the one that's been in this town for the longest and knows that our ordinances, yeah. Some of you may not understood, but
I was born in
Somebody
Lincoln
about
County,
something
fourscore
and
and
dancing
3
in.
years ago.
we have ordinances that I believe we have paid to put ordinances on top of. And if you probably pull the original, they wasn't signed by the mayor nor the clerk, or we can't find them, that they have been used in that. And for a part of revenue,
Mhm.
there's many ordinances that could be used that you already have, which, no offense to you, waste our time when it's ordinance over ordinance. Somebody like myself, I'm like, wow, it's sad. I can't remember sometimes what I did yesterday, but I can tell you who was mayor when this ordinance came up and why and who.
Well, we gotta get it straightened out.
So it's gotta get straightened up. We spent $40,000 years ago for it. And since then, through the years with transition,
Okay.
it's lost itself.
Okay.
Sorry.
I know you're right. Maybe that's something that, you know what, let's go ahead and, you wanna put it out there? That's something that we can put actually even an interest. I mean, not just necessarily these interests, but I mean other interests as well. I mean, we can even put that on our website to see if anybody would be even remotely interested in something like that. Just wanted to help out. Well, I know. And we don't just take each and every single solitary person that walks up. But
Thought P and Z did that.
Not a single one of us in here is qualified to go through that entire book and figure out what needs
that's why I
to
said
be
it has
done
to
what.
be done through legal.
And so I understand, I'm sorry to get out of turn, but I understand that the budget is tight, but I think that there needs to be some kind of oversight in the beginning, and then once things get back in order, then form this committee and
If
have
we
this
do that,
committee
then we'll have to
continue.
wait until next year.
But,
If we do that.
I mean, I know Bobby and I sat here one day for 8 hours on a Sunday, and went through that ordinance book, and I mean, you've got things that are, referenced in so many different sections of the book. And then the other question you have is, if it's done by a panel of residents, for board members, everybody's always wanting, well, go with state statute, There's a reason why municipalities make their ordinances a little bit more restrictive than state statute. So is this gonna be a case where everything's just gonna be lined up with state statute, then what's the point of having an ordinance? So I just think that there should be some more professional oversight of a company that knows what they're doing.
Well, we can't afford that at this point.
So we'll just have to wait until next year.
We can start on looking for duplicates though, and cleaning
Yeah.
that part up. We can't get rid of anything. But we can go through and clean it up and reference.
The committee would be just like P and Z. They would make recommendations, and then it would be up to the board to act on those recommendations.
Yeah, we can mention that before too. I mean, let's see.
What do you think?
Just, do you want it just to be just us, just to kind of go through and find duplicates?
I'd say find duplicates for right now.
Because, I know there's no way that we can do
That's
this.
probably enough to keep you busy for a year in itself.
Huh?
That's probably enough to keep you busy for a year in itself.
There's a lot
Ton
in
of
there.
them.
But is everybody gonna be willing to dedicate themselves and actually set up a time? I mean, it's just,
We can figure stuff out as we go.
Okay.
We'll get together and see when we're available. Either way, we're definitely gonna have to table that.
almost
We're
definitely,
not gonna
it
be able to
has
do
to
that.
be tabled, there's no doubt about that. There's no way that can be done right now.
I make a motion to table this, well, if it's table, it's just table, we don't even need to make a motion.
Yeah, we just
for
need
that.
to get rid of it altogether.
So we're not gonna revisit committee forming or anything like that?
Oh, we definitely need to revisit a possible committee or something along
Okay.
the line, or we can even just, if we're all gonna be meeting here, then it's technically it's a meeting, it's a special meeting.
It would be if
So,
we
you
were
know,
all there, yes.
and so it's open to the public at that point in time, because it's technically one of our meetings, so. If you guys will hang on here.
I'm gonna make a
If
motion to
they-
go ahead and form a committee, and we will determine times and dates later, see what everybody's schedules are. See what
And
we're
if
looking at,
you
be a
just
little bit
wanna
high.
keep it to where it's just you guys and it's just two Aldermen.
Right.
Completely up to you, and if I'm gonna just choose to do that.
I'll second, Brenda.
And then it's all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Now, let's talk about our awards. And so I know, Nicole, you kinda helped us out with trying to find like a date or something, or I know you've been looking into it just a little bit.
Yeah, I think I talked to Tracy and Rachel, I think yesterday, maybe, to see what would work. And we were thinking the 27th at 6:30, so Wednesday. But because we're wanting to do it at a local business, we want to do it on one of their slow days so that we don't take away from their regular business. So, Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday is what they
No, it's
suggested.
Monday,
So,
it'll be Tuesday, Wednesday.
27th works for you guys?
Yeah, I was gonna say, are you guys good with the 27th?
Wednesday.
It's on Wednesday.
27th.
Yeah.
If you're good with that, we'll just go ahead and schedule that up.
27th at 6:30.
6:30?
Okay, we're gonna shoot for Wednesday,
December 27th.
December 27th at 6:30.
Oh, this summer.
That works.
Okay. All right, and then we are going. Okay.
Oh, okay.
And then I am not seeing my resolution here for the election signs. Am I seeing the resolution? All right, so now we're going to be moving forward with the ordinance concerning election signs. We had talked about this last month. And we just kind of put it on hold. I'm not exactly for sure why. I think everybody wanted the opportunity to kind of read over it and double check it. So I will entertain a motion for Tracy to read it by title only. If everybody has had the opportunity to read it.
So moved.
Second.
Alderman Raskowski.
Aye.
Alderman Sargent.
Aye.
Alderman Hanson.
Aye.
Alderman Reese.
Aye.
An ordinance amending chapter 38 of the municipal code of the city of Winfield pertaining to elections.
And then I will entertain
please.
Alderman Sargent.
Aye.
Alderman Hanson.
Aye.
Alderman Reese. Alderman Roskowski.
Aye.
An ordinance amending chapter 38 of the municipal code of the city of Winfield pertaining to elections.
Any questions or concerns? Okay. I will entertain a motion to approve this ordinance as it's been read today.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Alderman Hanson.
Aye.
Alderman Reese.
Aye.
Alderman Roskowski.
Aye.
Alderman Sargent.
Aye.
And then I'm gonna go to our addition of the budget, where we had moved the budget up to old business. I'd like to make a motion actually to schedule a budget meeting. Thank you. To schedule a budget meeting, for a different date before the end of this year. So we can, because we're still still have some work that we have to do on our budget. So I'd like to schedule a date, if you guys wouldn't mind, before the new year.
What day are you thinking?
So, yeah.
Well, how much more time do you think you guys need? Let's start there.
I know that we've already got the 27th.
Well, they're closed the 22nd too. So the 22nd and the 25th, obviously.
25th is Christmas. No, day after. Wait, no.
The 27th, they're closed for observance.
So we're open the 26th.
Yes.
27th, 28th, and then half a day the 29th.
27th, we can't do it.
Right. Well, I mean, I know, but I'm saying those are the 3 days that I'm here. It doesn't, I mean, whatever, it doesn't do that.
Because we'll have to walk on the bus.
26. That would be what I would think, because we still have to have time to get this to, auditor.
I have to work that, right?
It'll be tight for you guys, so do you wanna do the 28th? I know it's awfully tight, but.
We'll just have to.
So you wanna do the 7th on the or 7 PM on the 20, or, you know what, let's go ahead and do, should do 6:30, give us an extra half hour. I know that it makes it kinda tight for me, but that's mostly what it's just gonna be for anyway, so. That's Thursday,
Mm-hmm.
December 28th, at 6:30 as well. I'm just gonna see everything.
You're not gonna be.
Oh, yeah, that is my vacation. I'll be with Branson.
It's gotta get done before the end of the year, period, end of story. When are you going on vacation?
We leave the 27th and come back on the 30th.
You guys can do it the 26th. I'll see if I can't go in just a little bit late. Or if I have to even. So if I have to, I'll go in and then just take a break for a little bit and I can call in or something if we have to. Or however you wanna do it.
You guys wanna do the 26th, which is
It's the day after Christmas though. It's kind of
That is
crazy.
kind of great, but. That's unfortunate, but it does have to, I mean, we're right at the end of the year, so it's gonna have to get done.
26th.
All right,
30.
Mm-hmm.
6:30 still, yes.
Tuesday.
Okay. And then next, Brenda, you said you wanted to add a comment about the bonds. Did you, I see that there's a comment here. Is it in addition to the comment here?
I have a come.
You
Yeah,
have
I'd
your
like to
comment,
read
okay,
it.
you go right ahead.
Who seconded that?
I'm sorry?
We have a motion. One second.
Is there a motion?
Motion to schedule a date.
The budget meeting to a different date.
We need a motion for that.
Make a
So
motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye, Brenda, you're up.
There's been a lot go on about this bond, and a lot of things have been said up here to me, about me. So tonight I would like to say a couple of things real quick. Most of you don't trust me, some have said that out loud here. I don't have the resources to make you feel threatened unless you mean the things I'm researching for the city's financials. And if I trust you and sign the bond, it's twofold for me. And before you signed your bond, you should have sought outside legal advice. Because your personal bond does not only pertain to your personal conduct and actions, it is us as a team, all for one for all. You're now putting $30,000 worth of your assets up for grabs if the city is sued. The risk this bond brings to myself and family is too large of an agreement to enter into. I have provided statutes, which I didn't do, I do apologize, I'll send them to you. The things say things like may elect to have a bond, and the protected entity, which is the city, pays for the bond. Yet I have a letter sent certified mail by another attorney stating I must sign a bond. The deadline was 4 p.m. today. Either the one you all presented, no, the 14th today. That either I sign the one that's provided by the city, I get an outside bond which I pay for, or I resign. So I'm not doing either of those three things. And I've never pulled punches about this or why I had a problem with it. Again, this is contradictory legal advice and information from yet another attorney that Mr. Sluice has recommended. And I'm expected to trust and offer our home as proof of that trust, and that's what I stand on. I am making a motion to reconsider the bond requirements. They are unconstitutional. The law is not being read correctly, and we are being ill-advised. So I do make a motion to remove this, reconsider what you had proposed, Bobby Roskowski had. If you're not touching money, there is no reason for you to know about it. I work for Fastlane Oil Company. Do you want to check my references? Get on it. I've handled more cash money with that store in a month's time than this city, not cash, than this city sees in a year. I'm not only upset, I am a little offended. So, and you want to remove an elected official, good luck.
Mm-hmm.
And I know you're probably in the back of your mind maybe thinking, somebody said something about accountability and I'm not wanting to do that. That's not it. It's not about accountability. This is about what you can hold over somebody right here. That's all. I do make a motion to go back to Bobby's revised. And if there's no second, then that's dead in the water. Yeah, that's a little bit, for the record. No, that's okay, that's the gist of it.
All right. So now, and this is pertaining to the agenda, because she has added this on her agenda. So, public comment is where we're at for a 3-minute comment. Mr. Herb Crosby, you are up.
All right, I came here to file for Alderman earlier today, and I got the same bond requirement over here. So congratulations, I now have standing to take this to court. 45th Circuit, I'll seek an injunction to mitigate my damages on this, because it is an unconstitutional requirement. It has not been seen since we had just 13 colonies here, where to vote or to run for office, you had to hold property. At 30,000 means that you have to have that in assets for that. And how much did you spend last month on the lawyers while you were pursuing this?
Yeah.
Now, like Brenda alluded to, this isn't an individual bond. This is a collective thing. So, if I sue the city of Winfield, and Brenda, if you remove her, she'll now be free to sue the city of Winfield too. She'll no longer have the duty to mitigate any damages or to try to hold the city proof. You'll be looking at collective guilt. You'll be looking at court appropriation of damages. And the insurance companies, see, when you get sued, it says City of Winfield, Mayor, individual alderman. And when the damages, if you lose the case, they're going to be apportioned to who's the guilt of somebody. For instance, if I got run over by one of the police cars here, let's say that they said, well, the Chryslers had a sticky accelerator, and Herb didn't read the front nameplate that said Dodge on it. Okay, so maybe that might mitigate that circumstance. But then there's your group there. They're responsible for making sure that the police had adequate cars that didn't have sticky accelerators in them. And the court's going to say, okay, Officer so-and-so is maybe 10% on this because, well, he could have thrown it into neutral or reverse or park or swerved and missed Herb and knocked over that sweet little puppy. Or, you know, then they'll say, well, Chrysler themselves made a bad car, so they're probably about 30% guilty on this thing. And then they're going to portion a part to you, and they're going to split it up between you all, and I'm going to own a piece of your homes. Get some outside counsel on this. Because when Slews called my wife, he happened to call her when she was sitting right next to me, and I recorded that. He misrepresented himself and acted like he was her attorney. And absolutely guaranteed her she would only lose if it was just her, if it was just her actions. But these bonds tie you all together. The insurance company is not going to be that nice. If any of you have ever dealt with insurance companies, and when have they ever been on the up and up? When have they ever failed to point out the fine print that you forgot to read?
I forgot to add something real quick.
Well, I'm
Sorry.
speaking right now, thank you, wifey poo. Brenda got more votes than any one of you people up there. And you want to deprive us, Ward 1 residents, of our votes. That's another class action lawsuit about our voting rights. If you're going to sit over here and treat these things so nonchalantly because you don't like Brenda, you don't like what she's doing, you don't like what she might expose, that only starts to double and triple the damages. How does this unite Winfield? You keep saying you want to unite Winfield. So these are the things that are going to happen if you continue to proceed like this. Because I'm going to start a petition to see this city dissolve. And then we're really going to split Winfield. All I need is 25% of the voters. Then all I need, once that's done, is it to be put on the ballot, and 50% plus one saying we don't need a city government anymore. And then the 45th Circuit is going to appoint a trustee to take care of the debts and any remaining assets the city has. Try me.
Okay.
The bond company I called, and this is for you all if you haven't filed it yet. The bond company I called and explained what was going on in great detail, both sides, why you all said you wanted a bond, why I didn't want to sign one. Their business is making sales, and they advised me not to sign it. I have it recorded on. I'm happy to play that for you if you like.
Okay. You have another one concerning civil response to bonds, or did you?
Well, I thought I'd go back over the old business there. Like the speech rights policy. That's appropriate for the police department. They serve under different conditions, the oath's different, and it's done to preserve the integrity of an investigation. What you guys are proposing is a Costa Nostra mafia for everybody else, vows secrecy. And on the subject of committees, you need 2 standing committees here. You need a budget standing committee, and you need another standing committee for volunteerism and civic engagement. And as for the awards banquet, who gets the award for the $360,000 you exceeded last year's budget by?
Is that what you have, sir? Would you like to continue?
I was waiting for somebody to say something about the $100,000 profit you made off the water bill. That offset the $360,000 that you overspent, which is more than the annual $200,000 that you've spent over the last 5 years that essentially urinated away $1 million. You spend as much time on the budget as you did on Light Up Winfield, I think there might be a different result. Oh, I gotta save the rest for the next meeting.
Sounds good. So we will move on to new business. And there's the water report.
So we collected on the 10/26 billing cycle, 65,550.65 for our water sewer trash, and we received 61,792.13. We collected out of that in addition to that, 235.89 for late fees and 225 for reconnect fees.
Thank you, Michelle. Okay. And Chief, you're up to the PD report.
All right, thank you, Mayor. For the board meeting of December 14th, 2023, we assisted with the Light Up Winfield event, had no issues during. Officer Matt Mine has returned to as full-time patrol officer from his position of part-time officer. We're taking 14 kids to shop with a cop this Saturday. Officer Brown was instrumental in making this happen. He put a lot of work in getting donations, and Santa and the Grinch and everybody else signed up for this. Walmart's going to be involved in cupcakes and drinks and stuff while we're in there Walmart shopping. So I think that's a really good thing for the department and the community as well. Radar unit we obtained through the MoDOT grant was received, will be installed shortly. And just recently, K9 Don received a grant for an impact dog crate from a group called Running for Heroes Canines, which is about $1,000 crate for him to be kept in when he's home and keep him safe. And then for the calls for service for November, 69 traffic stops, 20 outside agency assists, 9 domestic disturbances, 7 calls for check well-being, 4 alarms, 4 CNI driving calls, 4 motor vehicle accidents, 4 suspicious persons calls, 3 animal calls, 2 suicidal subjects, only 1 911 accidental for the month, a theft, 1 burglary, 1 weapons offense, child custody issue, an extra patrol, and business checks.
And next we have Jeannie for the public works.
All right.
EDMRs are submitted, I've done 8 residential inspections. I'm working on getting all of our yearly reports for DNR. Triple Point was done for the good, replacing warranty items. They finished that project yesterday. We had the yearly maintenance done on the generator, and they found some items that needed to be replaced at no cost because they're still covered under warranty.
Okay, so now we get into the fun part. And this is going to be for our one-time, annual, huh? You don't have to. No. Do you have to?
I don't, but real quick, since our first Monday, January meeting's first Monday, is New Year's, we decided to, gotta look at the calendar, but it's been pushed back, a little for January's meeting. It's just gonna be held for new members in training. And then February will be the actual P&Z meeting for the beginning of the year. Right.
All right, thank you. And then we'll go to 4E, which is the one-time annual pay increase. I am, guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't feel as though we can actually do this. As much as I hate to say that, that I have. And maybe it's something that we can possibly, revisit later at a later date. But going over the numbers, seeing what I see, it's probably, I know, Nicole, that you really, really want to help out as much as you can, especially with pay and stuff, but I'm telling you, our budget just can't handle it.
Mm-hmm.
But it is ultimately up to the board. I just need to let you know. There's that.
Can we revisit this when we finish the budget part? So just motion to move to the
We could just
budget
table,
hearing.
if you would like to table for now until after our budget, if you would like to revisit.
Put it back on the agenda.
For that January.
I would like to.
She wants to see the budget, see where it's at, whenever we get to that point after our meeting, revisit this.
Well, I'd like to move it to the budget meeting. When we do that, and this one part of it.
Go ahead and make a note, we'll go ahead and talk about this at our, we'll put that on the agenda as well for that meeting. That's fine.
Second. Sorry.
No, you're perfect. All in favor?
Aye.
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 And, COLA, cost of living. I know it's saying, I know it's horrible, I hate saying it, makes me sick. And if you guys wanna do the same thing, if you wanna go ahead, wanna make a motion, or I'll entertain a motion to bring that to after our budget meeting, put that on the agenda to address the COLA as well. Entertain a motion to do so.
But the budget that we did that have any sort of COLA or anything in it, or that was just flat rate as of now?
Remember, we changed everything.
Motion to table it to the budget meeting.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, and then we are, for G, we already discussed. And then, so 4H is the election proposition, forego the election. And that is if there is nobody running against anybody in any
of the, you know, any one of them, and every one of them was unopposed at that point in time. Basically to save money if nobody's running anyway. We had previously had it to where, we didn't go for a ballot. It was just to save money, because that cost us money, if there was nobody that was opposed. So that's basically what this is. So that was good for, what was it, 6 years, Bobby? Mm-hmm. Is that what we had discussed? And so it is now time to bring that back up. So we have a resolution here. I will entertain a motion to read this resolution by title only.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call vote, please.
Alderman Hanson.
Aye.
Alderman Reed.
Aye.
Alderman Roskowski.
Aye.
Alderman Sargent.
Aye.
An ordinance of the City of Winfield, Missouri, calling for an election pursuant to section 115.124 RISMO regarding elections for city offices where the number of candidates filing is the same as the number of positions.
I do have a question, if that's okay. This is just to put on the ballot for the voters to look at, right?
I do believe that's what this is
Yeah.
for.
For the voters to say yea or nay.
So I will entertain a motion to have this resolution, by title only.
Second. Okay, motion.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call vote, please.
Alderman Reed.
Aye.
Alderman Roskowski.
Aye.
Alderman Sargent.
Aye.
Alderman Hanson.
Aye.
An ordinance of the City of Winfield, Missouri, calling for an election pursuant to section 115.124 RISMO regarding elections for city offices where the number of candidates filing is the same as the number of positions to be filled.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call for the approval, please.
Alderman Roskowski.
Aye.
Alderman Sargent.
Aye.
Alderman Hanson.
Aye.
Alderman Reed.
Aye.
And we'll move down to, ordinance referencing our out-of-state taxes. And, this is for the towers, no, which one is this one? This one, just real briefly, since it is concerning out-of-state taxes, that's the one like if you order online at Amazon or something, to that effect, or is this something?
No, this is gonna be in reference to, purchases made
For
from
outside,
out-of-state,
out-of-state vendors.
that make purchases within the city of Winfield.
Okay. So I'll entertain a motion for it to be read by title only.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
This is for it to be on the ballot.
This is for it to be on the ballot.
Alderman Roskowski.
Aye.
Alderman Sargent.
Aye.
Alderman Hanson.
Aye.
Alderman Reed.
Aye.
An ordinance of the City of Winfield, Missouri, authorizing and directing the submission of a ballot proposition to the qualified voters of the City of Winfield, Missouri to consider imposing a local use tax at the same rate as the local sales tax of the City of Winfield, Missouri for purchases from out-of-state vendors.
I'll entertain a motion to read this ordinance by title only for its second reading.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Alderman Sargent.
Aye.
Alderman Hanson.
Aye.
Alderman Reed.
Aye.
Alderman Roskowski.
Aye.
An ordinance of the City of Winfield, Missouri, authorizing and directing the submission of a ballot proposition to the qualified voters of the City of Winfield, Missouri to consider imposing a local use tax at the same rate as the local sales tax of the City of Winfield, Missouri for purchases from out-of-state vendors.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Alderman Hanson.
Aye.
Alderman Reed.
Aye.
Alderman Roskowski.
Aye.
Alderman Sergeant.
Aye.
Now we will be discussing the RV park. And Tracy, I'm gonna allow you to kind of talk about what we were discussing a little bit about pricing.
Okay. So currently, right now, the renters that are down there, well, 3 of the lots are full now. There was another person that knew. They're all renting it monthly. We charge a daily rate, a weekly rate, and a monthly rate. It's $400 a month to rent. Included in that $400 is water, sewer, trash, and electricity. So we kind of talked about possibly raising that rent to cover the electricity because it apparently has gone up.
Yeah.
And we are spending about $450 to $500 a month on electricity alone. But their RVs are, air conditioning and heat is all this way.
So we had also checked into, I believe that you had checked into different RV parks as well, on their pricing. And, we had talked about the possibility of bumping it up to either 5 or 6. And what was the going rate that you had heard from other RV parks?
It goes anywhere, so off season is normally about 20 a day, and then peak season is 30. So it's anywhere from 20 to 30 is what I was finding.
So even if we busted out at 20, we'd be looking at 600, and that's an off season, right?
That's what you guys do for daily. What is your weekly? Do you know? You don't.
Weekly's 100. The weekly's and then 400 a month.
And then they put a $50 deposit down, and then they can use it, as long as nothing's, broke or everything's fine, then they get the deposit back.
So what do you guys think?
So you said they did 20 to 30 a day?
Mm-hmm.
That's on a daily rate.
That's the daily, yeah.
And right now we do 20.
So you do 20 daily, and then it's like a $200 discount if you do a month basis. But if you do weekly, it's not really a discount at all. It's actually more if you do weekly. Because there's more than 20
Since I've
days
been
in a
here,
month.
really the only way that we typically rent it, I maybe stay for like 2 people, that's rented it like an overnight or a weekend. Most people that stay down there rent it month to month. And a lot of times it's the same, like, I don't know if they're like in town working or if they come to this area for work. Most of them are all working somewhere around here.
I know it hasn't been changed. I called around, I talked to you guys, then I talked to Rochelle, because she was here when they started all that, I think. And they know at least from the past 8 years, it hasn't been changed at all. So that's a long time to not have any kind of increase.
So off-season rates, so $20 a day would be $600, so.
Yeah, and then it was like if it was in season, which it was 30?
Right.
Yeah, it bumped up between,
But now that's, is
That'd be
that
a
daily?
50% increase on the monthly.
Yeah, that's. What do you guys think?
Definitely needs to be up. Well, if you do 30, that's 900. And you said we give a discount.
You say how much of a discount do you typically make from a daily versus a monthly?
$200 a month.
paid. Every day, and then if you do a month, you just said that, the peak season is 39,
Yeah, mine was.
right around.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be even lower, going to 800 on a daily. We will be. I would suggest,
I was thinking this.
and then if you guys wanna do the daily, you know, I mean, you don't even have to go as high into, it. I mean, if you wanna keep it pretty much the same daily, it's not monthly in this thing. You can just have that rate as, what would that be?
How much on the daily?
Right now, we're doing 20. Is that what you mean?
Not what we want to rate it to.
So right around like 26,
I think we should bump the daily up to 25. We should do,
monthly,
if we do 600 monthly, do we want to,
You said there's no road break right now that we have from Winfield to monthly, right?
$40.
$40, so $10. So we can do 140. Yeah, cause it's 150 right now. If you take the 600, you divide it by 4, then it's 150.
Okay.
So if it's $10 cheaper, it's maybe 140.
so 25 a day, 140 a week, and 600 a month?
Does that sound correct? No. It's not.
Cause we're
Hold on, I
taking
didn't do wrong one,
200
didn't
off
I?
for the month.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
We're at the same.
Where are we at right now?
So 25 days, then it's gonna be 125 for 5 days, so that's kinda how we've been doing it, we've only been charging for 5 days. In other words, they get a 2-day discount. That's the $40.
Would be 25, 125, and 6.
Yeah, what's the difference in the policies and responses?
25, you're only doing 5 per day.
Well, she said she typically gets us 2 days. So if you were to figure out, you said 25 per day, and she's only charging for 5 days. Yeah. Now you do 4 hours a week, you're only $500.
Well, it doesn't make sense.
No, does it, you're gonna have to up it a little bit. Cause you should be having a discount for the monthly.
So we're gonna have to up to 600 if that's the rate that we're doing, is 25 and 125.
So if you were to go and do 35, it would bring it to 700. But you said 200 more, correct? Right now, your daily is 200 more than your monthly, correct?
Yeah. Cause 20 at 30 would be 600, and we're charging 400 a month, right, it's 200 difference.
$40 at 800. If we're wanting to charge 600 for the month, and then your daily would end up being like 800, and that has to be
Your
$40.
monthly would have to be.
So she said she doesn't have that many people that do that. Most everybody stays down there for the month.
Right.
Like, we have an empty lot, and somebody's already called and wanted to know when they would be available. They usually aren't empty very long. Everybody down there is renting for a month at a time, and yet they
And this is at the monthly rate,
For what?
so if you do the daily rate at 40, do the weekly rate at 35, and do the monthly rate.
You said 40, 35, and 30.
Here's your daily, or your monthly, if you average it out, it's $30.
Mm-hmm.
So that's basically where you guys are at, so if you wanna save a little or what have you.
What do you guys think?
Say raise your daily, do 600 a month, give them a break on that, and then weekly just.
You wanna put it in the middle?
Right.
Put it in the middle, maybe?
How much of a break are you doing 600, cause then we're gonna be back to, you guys do 200 on it.
$30 a day for
It'd be $900 a month if you paid it by the day.
So they're saving $100.
because she doesn't charge on me.
And if you're talking about people who are basically living there, if you double their rent,
Yeah, because if you go 40, and you multiply that times 20, you got $800.
Okay.
So, if you divide that in half and you do the $35 on weekly, you're talking $700. If you go $30,
does anybody know what Cherokee Lakes is on a monthly?
I have no idea, did you talk to Cherokee?
No.
Average $40, $50 a night
Cherokee
Up
Lake?
there.
at most any campsite.
So, I will entertain a motion for our RV rate to be at a monthly 600. Weekly rates would be at $35 per day, 5 days for the week. And then, what did I figure, if you were to go daily, $40 a day for 5 days a week. So I will entertain a motion for those rates.
So moved.
And then let's just go ahead and do a roll call.
Alderman Raskowski,
Aye.
Alderman Sargent,
Aye.
Alderman Hanson,
Aye.
Alderman Reed.
Aye.
All right, so, we have a resolution here, to approve the Fourth Amendment. Did I say one? I'm sorry. Yeah,
Senior housing.
Winfield Senior Housing reduced rate plan.
Okay, so you have a
Yeah.
paper in your packet that gives you information about it. This was brought up at the last meeting.
Yes.
So if this is, I mean, we put on here what the current billing is, proposed increase would be, and how much 25% would be and 50% would be reduced. Basically, you guys would make a specific motion, and then we would have a contract signed with the senior housing that, whatever it is that your guys are agreeing to reduce their rate at.
I'll make a motion to keep it current. That's a not-for-profit, and it's all disabled, senior citizens, and low income.
Well, you mean current and not charged in a connection fee for each unit?
Right.
Okay.
It's the only place in town that would fall under those guidelines either.
Okay.
And I'm also looking into grants through USDA.
Okay, so.
Help us with it.
So.
No, that particular motion, we won't have to have, we don't have to have anything. Effective January 1st, go ahead and say that. If you can make a motion not to change the rate.
Make a motion not to change the rates, that we're going to go with effect on January 1st.
And Bobby second. And then we'll do a roll call for the.
Alderman Sargent,
Aye.
Alderman Hanson,
Nay.
Alderman Reed,
Aye.
Alderman Raskowski.
Aye.
The rates will remain the same as of January 1st, 2024. Okay. Sorry. Okay, and now we've got, a resolution approving the Fourth Amendment lease referencing our water tower.
Now, is this? I'm sorry.
No, no, you
I know we didn't do the first reading yet. Is this a different phone company? How many phone companies do we have on the water tower?
This is the same one. This is
Hey.
singular / AT&T.
Okay, so I'm like, it didn't say AT&T in here, just wanna make sure.
Yeah, it's,
Cause it didn't say anything about that, so I wasn't sure.
the new singular wire TCS LLC. AT&T somewhere. I did not see AT&T, I just seen the new singular wireless TCS. By AT&T Mobility Corporation.
It's on,
Oh, it's down there on the back side.
page 4 of the Fourth Amendment, whatever. On the very bottom where they sign.
Gotcha. Basically, we want to put a generator there as a backup. That's what they're asking to do. And they want to increase what they pay us by $80 a month. For letting them put a generator there as backup.
Where is, oh, okay.
And what is the cost for a generator? So is it going to cover that cost for that generator?
They're gonna do the generator, right?
Yeah, they're gonna do it? They're gonna do it, yeah, everything.
How big of a generator, how noisy?
There should be.
Yeah.
Right.
Noise, definitely.
Yeah,
Look around it, right?
exhibit 1A has a drawing that tells you, that gives you the specs on that.
Okay.
Sorry. Yeah, I know,
Right?
that's what it told me.
I know.
In reading this,
It's only power loss, but it's for that area.
yeah, so I mean, it's only gonna kick on, from what I understand.
Is it gonna be like a bigger diesel generator? Because those are actually sometimes quieter.
Right. They don't have the decimals
Okay.
here, so I don't know for sure. I can certainly reach out and ask.
Can we?
Absolutely. You can do it.
I mean, it's also a service to residents here, so.
I'm just wondering if that noise barrier is gonna still be good enough for having their generator.
Everybody's probably gonna be awake hot or cold, I guess, when that's happening.
Now, is that gonna, they have to go up that ladder, like where those panels are always been broken or come off loose? You know how our, the tower, they go,
It's for a power outage over there.
It'll be on the ground.
Yeah.
right, but what I'm saying is, how are they gonna, is that going up through where, I'm just getting a better picture of how they're going to,
They're pouring concrete on the inside, and they're putting the generator down at the bottom.
and the wires and all that. I don't,
So
because my concern is, we've always had issues with those panels coming loose and flopping
Right.
and almost coming loose to where they can fall off and pretty much kill someone, so I wanna make sure that
this
that's not gonna play a factor in all that to where it's gonna make that worse.
right, so this is something that should come into the, and then like we currently have a, on the ground. So this is not going to go up the water tower. So entertain a motion to read this resolution by title only.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Alderman Hanson,
Aye.
Alderman Reed,
Aye.
Alderman Roskowski.
Aye.
Alderman Sargent.
Aye.
A resolution approving the Fourth Amendment to the Water Tower Lease Agreement and authorizing the mayor of the city of Winfield to enter into said lease with New Singular Wireless TCS LLC.
Oh, yeah, any more questions?
No,
I will entertain a motion to read this resolution by title only for its second reading, please.
so moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Alderman Miskowski.
Aye.
Alderman Sargent.
Aye.
Alderman Hanson. Alderman Reed.
Aye.
A resolution approving the Fourth Amendment to the Water Tower Lease Agreement and authorizing the mayor of the city of Winfield to enter a sublease with New Singular Wireless PCS LLC.
Now, I will entertain a motion to approve this resolution.
So moved. Second.
Roll call, please.
Alderman Sargent.
Aye.
Alderman Hanson.
Aye.
Alderman Reed.
Aye.
Alderman Miskowski.
Aye.
Now we'll be moving to the ending items for this evening. And that is for the new date, which we have as January 11th. And we all know that that's whenever it is, but does anybody have any conflicts with that? Are you gonna not be here? Robert? Did I miss that one? Did I miss it?
These were the new ones, or is this closed?
No, that wasn't added on to the addition resolution, so we'll have to do that on the next meeting.
Continue this.
I thought I read it.
You guys went over the personnel policies, but we didn't add the actual, resolution to approve them.
No, wait a minute.
Yeah, we just put on the budget and then Brenda about the bond. We didn't have the other.
So let's go ahead and make sure that we discuss this as well.
At the budget,
Or
or,
budget meeting, if we're not gonna, if it's not on the agenda here, we're not discuss it, we'll discuss it, let's put it on the next one. And, I did have no public comments that had nothing to do with the agenda, I just had specifically for the agenda. And I do have one thing that I need to say before we close this evening. We had someone who donated, a special present. And this is to go to Nicole for all of your hard work and dedication. This was actually donated to the city, and this is actually for you, for getting sponsors and for planning the event and just getting everything, just kind of being the main source for everybody to kind of go to. This specific sponsor felt the need to recognize.
thank you. I don't have to open it now, do I?
Good.
I want to see it. Really?
Yeah, okay,
Okay. Did this particular individual state that we can say, or did she want to read it out?
She didn't say,
She would have presented it had she been here, I think.
So that was, I can't.
Oh, okay. Thank you, guys.
All right, so we have our next meeting date. So now I will entertain a motion to go into actually take a brief 10-minute break. And then to go into closed session. Our closed session this evening, actually, I'll just entertain a motion and then we'll go from there and I'll read it.
So moved.
Alderman Hanson.
Aye.
Alderman Reed.
Aye.
Alderman Miskowski.
Aye.
Alderman Sargent.
Okay. A closed session meeting and closed records authorized when exceptions, except to the extent that disclosure is otherwise required by law. A governmental body is authorized to close meetings, records, votes, to the extent that they relate to the following, legal actions, causes of action or litigation involving a government body, or any confidential or, privileged communications between government bodies. Hiring, firing, disciplinary, or promotion of a particular employee by a public government body when personal information about employees is discussed or recorded.
Are you guys gonna be going back into open session?
I do not believe that we will be going back into open session. We will not be having any votes. So we will be closing, or we'll go into our closed session after our 10 minute meeting, or break.
Yeah.
You gotta flip the deadbolt.
I ain't going that way.
How are you tonight?
I went till different, I mean, I'm not there.
Oh, I don't know. Okay.
Well, but I just wanna say you thing. I'm looking out for Winfield. Everybody falls in love.
And it was a perfect night, the weather
Yeah,
was
yeah.
phenomenal.
Yeah, Rachel.
Right when we were going to clean up, it started.
Yeah.
But you know what, I think that it was, it was like you said, perfect weather for it.
Yeah, we're not good.
Yeah, it worked
That's
out.
right.
It was, we went through a lot. We went through over 500 hot dogs, over, so, and at Track, we had 35 gallons of chili for that. So, it was a lot. It was huge.
Yeah.
We ran out of hot cocoa twice. We had to go up and get more. And then Bill from Common Grounds came over and gave us more. So, it was definitely a hit. We had fun. It was a good night.
Yeah.
So, thank you guys.
Very good, thank you.
Yep, for sure. Thank you for the wood.
Well, I wasn't.
We needed it.
Yeah, that's all right.
Wherever you wanna go.
Well, that is a lot.
I gotta, my parents have been blowing my phone up.
Okay, go right ahead.
I don't know if I want to,
Do what you
but,
got. Yeah, I know. I hate whenever that happens.
yeah.
Never
Y'all have a good time.
Have a
Thank
wonderful
you, you
evening.
Take care.
Yeah.
Go speed, right?
It is.
I'll probably see you out about tomorrow. Okay, I'll be out. Have a good one.
Is that your phone?
Yeah, my son had his,
Sounded like
Coco
a,
with Santa tonight, I'm watching his
oh,
concert.
sounded like a T-Rex there for a second. Same difference, right?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna go call my parents and then I'm gonna smoke.
Okay.